Hello and welcome to the 9th round of the URL GT1 Championship. We are at Rattlesnake Point in Canada, and Michal Klisch took his first pole of the season, just in front of Peter Backus in second. Mikko Korkiakowski was in third, and the top three was only separated by less than 1/10 of a second. Gianni Gainsford had a very good qualifying session in optimal conditions, ended up in 4th place on the grid. Sten Mikkel Olsen was in 5th place, Rohan Joubert in 6th, Mike Greatrix in 7th, Angelo Guidici in 8th, Greg Metcalf in 9th, Sandro Donadel in 10th, Florin Manolace in 11th, then Gregory Tronier, Vladimir Jelisic, who didn't participate in qualifying, Peter Abelovsky, who was serving a penalty, and Olivier Duplessis, who made a last-minute appearance and started from the back of the grid. So, let's have a look at the start from the back here, riding with Olivier Duplessis. In the front we see Michal Klisch struggling a bit, and Peter Backus taking the inside line for the fast left-hander first corner. Olivier Duplessis here is gaining some positions at the start as well, as it's very tight through this second gear left-hander, second turn with a small slide. You also see Peter Abelovsky, who started in 14th position, also already in 10th. Need to back down a bit as he was right behind Florin Manolace. Going a bit further to the front, Michal Klisch ended up in 3rd already. And a big look from Gianni Gainsford. Can he take the position? Yes, he can. So Michal Klisch already in 4th. Now going wide, so Sten Mikkel Olsen can get by, indeed. Mike Greatrix still in 7th. Michal Klisch makes a mistake, goes wide, and will lose a lot of positions trying to get out that gravel trap. So Mike Greatrix up to 6th, sorry. And here's Sten Mikkel Olsen really looking at Gianni Gainsford for 3rd position. Can he already make a move and end up behind his teammate? Sten Mikkel Olsen, Mikko Korkiakowski. They team to beat this season. He has a look, but has to back off. Rohan Joubert also. Greg Metcalf managed to get by Mike Greatrix, it seems. So Mike Greatrix back in 7th. Peter Abelovsky already in 8th. Started from 14th, as I said. Angelo Guidici. Michal Klisch in 10th. So our pole starter didn't have a very good first lap, but it will be a long race, 70 minutes. Mike Greatrix going wide there. He will also lose a lot of positions. Let's see where he ends up at the end. And here Olivier Duplessis, almost right behind his teammate now, but he started from 15th in the very last position. So good start for him. And he's right up the tail of Florin Manolace, so we'll see if he can make a move. Let's watch the action here from on board of Vladimir Jelisic, sorry. Ooh, a big look. Everyone holds their position. Olivier has to back off and loses a position. Oh, a big move up the inside of Vladimir, but too late, so he goes wide, loses some positions. Let's have a look at the front. So first place Peter Backus, second place Mikko Korkiakowski, but he's not letting Peter Backus go. He really wants to win this one of his favorite circuits for Korkiakowski, so let's see what he can do. Third place Gianni Gainsford, followed by Sten Mikkel Olsen, still close as well. Rohan Joubert comfortably in 5th But Greg Metcalf and Peter Abelovsky not very close to each other. But here Michal Klisch is trying to pick up the places against Angelo Gudici. So we'll see if he can get by. Had some great pace in qualifying, so I suspect he will be lapping with the leader's pace if he's in free air, but of course he has to get by Angelo Gudici first in the Zonda. Let's have a quick look. Olivier Duplessis still in 10th, then Manorace Donadel, Migratrix after his crash, or well, he's off in the last corner, second to last corner. Then Vladimir Jelisic, Gregory Tronier, and back to front. So all 15 drivers still running. So where the action is, here is the action. Michal Klisch having a look. Let's look at it from his perspective. So he has to give place to Angelo, and he has a good traction. So can he have a look here into the first corner? Can he get into the slipstream? And more importantly, can he make the move and get away with it? He has to be careful, of course, not to run Angelo off the track. So very tough for Michal. There is a lot of overtaking opportunities on this track, but you'll have to get it done. So let's see. Migratrix is also trying to pick up the places. He started from 7th, so he should have some pace on Sando Donadel, who hit the wall here slightly. And he makes a late move. Sando is very conservative on the brakes, so Migratrix takes the position. Let's see. Michal Klisch at the moment still. Let's go to the front here, just a second, to see what's happening. Both guys here are driving some very good lines, which is very important in this on this track. Oh, Peter Bacchus takes some grass. Can Mikko take advantage? Should have a better line through here. Flashing his lights to let him know he's beside him. Peter Bacchus brakes later, but can Mikko do the cutback? I think we will see a big move into turn 1 here with the Viper top end. Should have some more speed, although he's carrying a lot of weight. So Mikko has the ideal line through the corner. Can he brake later? Yes, he can. Yes, very nice move. Set up from a long way back, a couple of corners in front, already thinking about what he would do later. So a lead change, Mikko Korkiakowski, not starting from pole this race, but already back in the lead from 3rd position after 3 laps, if I'm correct. Yes. So let's see, Gianni Gainsford came a little bit closer again to these guys after their battle. So well, I think for this season this is at the moment his best position for Gianni, so good run. He's being very consistent here as well, so should have a good podium finish. And Sten Mikkel Olsen and Greg Metcalf battling with Juan Joubert for 5th position. Let's have a look here. But let's first see if Michal Klisch has already gotten by Angelo, and yes he did, so we missed that, sorry. Going a bit wide here, Michal, but he has enough room to stay in front. Okay, so battle for, wow, 5th place. So Greg Metcalf obviously doesn't have the feeling he can keep Peter Abelovsky behind. Peter had a non-qualifying penalty from last race, but well, he's a really fast guy, so he can get up there on the podium, close to the podium at least. So, and Greg obviously decided he would not lose time by battling Peter, but better let him go and run his own race, which can be a good decision. He's not far from Rouen with that lifting off, so if he has the pace, he will get close to him again, for sure. Michal Klisch made a mistake. He made a mistake and has to get by Angelo again. Let's have a quick look through the field. It's Michal Klisch against Angelo. Michal going a bit wide, but has a very stable car for this track. It's a very good car for this track, or it should be at least, and his pole position proves that, of course. Will he make a big move into the hairpin here? Let's see. They are very close. Through these sweeping turns there, well, there is no opportunity to pass unless the other driver makes a mistake. He's again very close from Michal Klisch. So probably has set up the car differently as he was starting from pole. Maybe a bit less wing, which causes him to be a bit more unstable through the fast sweepers. We'll have to see. Obviously has some good straight line speed here, or at least the draft or the slipstream is working very well for him. Let's have a look again here at the front. So Peter Bacchus, after his mistake in this corner specifically, not giving up, of course. Gap is still about 1 second, so still all to play for, of course, and there are still a lot of laps to go. Gianni Gainsford still 3rd, Sten Mikkel Olsen in 4th, Rohan Joubert, Peter Abelovsky here. So Rohan Joubert obviously not letting Peter go without a fight, and he's also not close enough yet, so we'll see what comes from this battle. Can Peter get more to the front of the field, or will he be stuck behind Rohan for a long time? We'll have to see about that. Greg Metcalf losing a bit of ground here now, but still lapping consistently, so should be no issues for him. I suppose he's happy with his position as he let Peter go. So Michal Klisch, okay, let's follow these guys around a bit. Now he's close enough to make a move if he can go inside or outside. Let's see what Angelo does. That was oh, and a spin from Michal as well. I'll have to reverse out of this situation. Mike here coming on to Michal. Florin, well, he's not close enough. So pole sitter Michal Klisch has a bit of bad luck. this race. Second problem for him, back in 11th with good pace and hopefully no aero damage, or at least not too much, so he can run the pace he can run to his full ability. Here a bit further back on the grid, Vladimir Jelisic versus Florin Manolace. Well, they're together, no one is close behind, so they can battle it out as they like. Quickly have a look to the front if anyone is making a move here. No. So let's go back to Vladimir and Florin, which is a battle, of course, with the same value, and Vladimir passing Florin, who went a little bit wide and couldn't get on the power on the curbs. It was less grip, so one extra spot for Vladimir, who I think started from 12th, so he had a big off in the first lap, I remember. So back on his 12th position, and Mike Greatrix now already behind Michal Klisch again. Can he make a move? He's really close, so if he can stay in the slipstream, maybe he can attempt to repass. We missed the pass from Michal, but well, Mike doesn't dare to go up the inside into this corner, which is a very sane decision, of course. It's a very fast left-hander, 4th gear. And Michal probably also has the pace to just leave him behind now. Let's see, of course, if he has some aero damage, maybe not. So Florin lost the connection with Vladimir, so he's obviously a bit slower. Gregory Tronier still running here, 15th position. Teammate of Angelo Guidici, so let's see what he can do today. And Mikko Korkiakowski still in front of Peter Bakus after the lead change, after that mistake from Peter into this section. Got some grass and well, lost momentum through this fast section where it's key to keep the momentum, especially through this turn here, where you use the maximum of the track to keep your speed high. So these guys are not giving up, close to each other, not side by side, but if Mikko makes a mistake like Peter did, he will be passed. And Gianni Gainsford is also not that far from the guys here, so still looking for a good podium finish. If the guys in front start battling, he will probably be able to get closer in the Ferrari. So Sten Mikkel Olsen also in the Viper is now quite far back. Then Juan Joubert, Peter Abelovsky still behind him. Bit of a slide from Ruan. Let's see if Peter can make a pass. He has to go through the outside. Can he cut back and have a better run? Of course, as I said, through the sweeping turns it's a bit more difficult to make a pass. And I think they also caught Sten Mikkel Olsen a bit. He made a mistake. I saw some smoke, so I had a small spin or a small slide, obviously. Not an easy track at all, this one. A long track. Lap times of 2:34 approximately. So not an easy track to remember as well. Very challenging, very fast. most of the time. And Ruan is, well, managing that very well. Hitting the apexes and getting on the power early to not give Peter in his Mercedes a chance to pass the Nissan. So let's have a look here. So Greg Metcalf still behind these two guys, Angelo Guidici, Olivier Duplessis, and Michal Klisch now, indeed, as I expected, leaving Mike Greatrix behind and catching up to his teammate. So we'll see if there are some team tactics here, and if Olivier will let his teammate by to chase after the pack and maybe go for a top 5 position if he can. The guys are a long way in front of him, but it's always possible, of course. There still need to be pit stops done where several seconds can be gained or lost. So Vladimir here in the Lambo, doing a good job. Gregory Trogne is struggling a bit with Pagani going off the track. I think he has a problem with his car. He's understeering badly, so we'll see. So the leaders obviously still close to each other. These guys are very consistent, both. And there was no gap there, but of course you can try to upset the guy in front a bit, which is very difficult with Mikko Korkiakowski, but it's worth a try. Peter Bakus and Mikko have had several battles this season, so they know each other well, know what to expect and what not to expect. They will probably race hard the whole race, and hopefully none of them makes a big mistake, so they can stay together for the whole race and decide on the track or in the pits who will be the winner of this 9th round. Mikko Korkiakowski also, well, he's dominating this season. He only needs 3 more points to be sure of the Drivers' Championship, if I'm not mistaken. And he already took the team's championship together with his teammate Sten Mikkel Olsen in 4th. So again, taking some very good points with the team. Very dominant team in the Viper. Also last season they were a team and won everything they could win. Mikko the Drivers' Championship, Sten in 2nd, I think, and the team's championship as well. So they are the team to beat. We don't know yet if they will be together next season, but well, that will be seen next season, next round, next week. The last round of this season is at Bathurst. 70-minute race as always. No changes there, but Bathurst is a really tough track in these GT1 cars. Very tough to keep it out of the barriers on the track. So we'll see. Michal Klisch meanwhile again got by his teammate, as I expected, and he got by Angelo Guidici as well, who made a mistake because he was not that close to Olivier Duplessis before. Let's have a small check. Bit of wheel spin from Ruan, it seems, here. So we'll see. Peter has now been close to Ruan for a couple of laps, so he will be getting a bit impatient maybe and trying to get by, as well, he will want to try and get to Sten Mikkel Olsen, who is not too far in front. We'll see. So this is at the moment the battle to watch. Michal Klisch made it past Angelo. He now has a catch up to do to to get to Greg Metcalf, who's quite a bit in front, a couple of seconds. So let's follow Peter here and Juan battling it out on the track. I can tell you still that the leaders meanwhile are staying very close to each other. And these guys here are both looking for the limits, the absolute limits of the track, to gain as much momentum as possible. Peter has a very good last turn here. If he can stay in the slipstream of the Nissan, and if he dares to make a move into turn 1, because turn 2 is very difficult to be close, or close enough, goes to the outside. Will he brake later? No, Juan, oh, the cutback. Can he have a good braking here for the corner? Yes. So Peter finally, he made it past Juan. But it seems their pace is very similar, so I don't know yet if Peter will be able to pull a gap, or a big enough gap to get away here. To get away from Juan, who is making a big move around the outside. Can he stop the car? He goes a bit wide. Can he get on the power? Yes, he can. So, well, he made a small mistake there, but still stays close, so no harm done there. Let's have a quick look again if there is any other action. We saw Olivier Duplessis here close to Angelo. We will see if there is there are any passes here. So Gianni Gainsford passing Gregory Tronier, lapping him. That's unfortunate for Greg to get caught in that section and go off the track for that, for leaving, letting the leaders by. So Sten Mikkel also now coming quite close to Gianni for third place again, so he was a little bit further back as far as I knew, but now he's gaining some time again. Peter Abelovsky also behind Gregory Tronier, I suppose. And Rohan Joubert, maybe he's able to take advantage of that back marker. It's always tricky. And so Peter has to get by, and Rohan can sit back and watch. Gregory gets out of the way very nicely. Loses no time at all almost for himself. Olivier here still behind Angelo, but still close, so that means he has the pace to stay with him and maybe pass him as well. It's quite close now here into a hard braking zone for the second gear right-hander. Side by side. Can he have it stopped? Yes, he can. Small bump here, but he was in front slightly, going into the corner. Angelo now trying to follow him, of course, but he loses a bit too much ground to be able to follow him through this section here and make a move into the second to last turn. But well, he keeps it here on the track, so nothing is said and done yet. So Sando Donadel in the pits. Peter Bakus and Mikko Korkiakowski still close, very close to each other. Actually, will Peter make a move? No, he will not. Mikko goes a bit wide, but he keeps him behind him into this section where you almost can't pass. They both take the exact same line, so will there be a move into the next right-hander? This is the slowest section of the track. Second gear here, and again 2 second gear left-handers, almost side by side now as well. We have a quick look here. So Sten Mikkelsen closing down. It's the leaders we have to look at the moment, which is a good thing, of course. Again, very consistent, both doing almost the same through those corners, taking the exact same lines, so they probably also have their cars set up in almost the same way. This means they will have the same straight line speed approximately. Of course, the Viper is a bit has a bit more power, so on the straights he can maybe pull away a little bit or stay in front, which prevents Peter to make moves here into turn 1 at the moment. It's also just not close enough to get in the slipstream, and these guys can ride the curbs where others struggle, it seems. Have a quick look here. So Gianni Gainsford pitted, Peter Abelovsky is now pitting. So Rohan Joubert, will he have a good stop and pass Rohan in the pits? Gianni Gainsford as well, as I noticed. Michael Klisch as well pitting. Greg Metcalf pitting. So we'll see. The leaders still, of course, close. I think we will have to have a look when the other guys pit. Mikkel Olsen is battling Gianni Gainsford, so he's in the middle sector now. We'll see if he pits and see where he comes out. Rohan Joubert is battling Peter Abelovsky, who is out of the pits now. Let's see if he pits at the end of this lap as well. Then Angelo making a mistake, hopefully not. Well, squeezes Mike a bit. Could have left a bit more space there, but Mike gets through. That's nice to see, just in front, just before the pit stop window is open for him. Will Angelo attempt to move? He does. They give each other enough room. The next one is a left-hander, so Mike should have the better line, but maybe not the fastest, although Angelo doesn't hit the apexes at the moment, so he will He will not get close, or he will not stay close. Gregory Tronier, his teammate in front, who is being lapped by these guys. So let's have a quick look. Gianni Gainsford is now behind Vladimir Jelisic, and that's for position. Vladimir hasn't pitted yet, but it should be for position, so hopefully he doesn't lose too much time here against Ruan. No, I'm sorry, against Stin, Mikkel Olsen. Greg Metcalf, sorry, behind Peter Abelovsky now, so they have both pitted, and Greg managed to get a better pit stop, it seems. Let's have a quick look through the field here. So Stin, Mikkel Olsen still running, not pitting. Rohan Joubert is now pitting with Olivier Duplessis. Mike Greatrix also pitting. So let's see how fast excuse me for a moment. So we have who am I looking for? Oh, that's race over for Gregory. Unfortunately, Sandro Donadel as well crashed there. So Rohan Joubert, indeed, that was who was looking for. Can he get in front or stay in front of Peter Abelovsky, who is coming through the first turn now, so very close. A big slide. He sees him coming out in front, which is obviously not what he wanted to see. But Rohan stays in front, of course. Greg Metcalf gained a bit of time on these two, as I said before, or noticed before. So he's up for this battle as well. Then Mike Greatrix coming out of the pits, who was not very close to other drivers, so I don't think he will be battling someone. There we see it. Sandro Donadel and Gregory Tronier both retired. Mikko Korkiakowski now in the pits. Peter Bakus has already pitted. Let's see where on the track he is. He's well approaching, now entering the third sector. Of course, pit stops here take about 40-45 seconds, depending on how much fuel you get and if you take new tires. But well, this is a tight battle. So Peter Bakus into the last sector. Mikko Korkiakowski, Sten Mikkel Olsen, the teammates in the pits. Angelo Guidici staying out, which is a bit of his trademark. Stays out for a long time, always. And we see Mikko Korkiakowski driving at pit limiter speed. Peter Bakus now into the last turn. So this will be very, very, very close. Still, until the light, he has to keep the limiter on. Here is Peter Bakus. We see Mikko on the left coming out of the pits. Peter obviously has the speed and the warmer tires, so he should be able to close down on him until the straight here for the hairpin. It's not close enough, so Mikko is managing his cold tires very well, taking good lines and not losing any time. So at the moment Angelo Guidici, a race leader theoretically, still has the pit, with Mikko Korkiakowski, Peter Bakus still in their first place battle for the whole race. Then Gianni Gainsford, Rohan Joubert, Peter Abelovsky. Can also tell you, unfortunately, that Stin had a technical problem and had to abort the race. So he's out of the picture here for the top spots. Peter Abelovsky still, as we saw, he came out behind Rohan Joubert, so he will have to make the pass on the track. No more pit stops normally if it doesn't rain here. Chance is about 30%, but looking at the sky it should stay dry here. Then Greg Metcalf, maybe he can take advantage of these two guys being close and maybe starting a battle a bit further on. Well, Steen is still in the race. I'm very sorry, but well, we know he will retire soon, so that's a shame for him. He had a not so good pit stop. He came out in 8th, which is not the best pit stop he could have done. He lost quite some positions. Michael Klisch in 9th, pole sitter. So he has a very long race in front of him. He's doing some very good laps. See a puff of smoke here. Again, also trademark from Sten Mikkel Olsen. Very hard braking. Olivier Duplessis, Michal's teammate, is behind him in 10th. Then we have Mike Greatrix in 11th, Vladimir Jelisic in 12th, and Flori Manolace in 13th. And then the two retired drivers, Gregory Tronier, Sandro Donadel. So this battle will probably go to the end, and we'll follow it, of course. Johnny Gainsford is quite lonely here on 3rd place. He's not close enough to the leaders to really be a threat. And Rohan Joubert is also, let's say, about 10 seconds behind him. So these guys, if they don't make any mistakes, they know where approximately, of course, they will end up. Peter Bakus now lost a bit of time. Peter Abelovsky lost a bit of time to Rohan, not so close anymore, and Greg Metcalf is really catching him as well. Angelo now pitted, so the numbers fit again. Niko Korkiakowski 1st place. Peter Bakus closely following. That's an understatement. I think Niko might be sick of it, that red Ferrari behind him in his rear view mirror, but he will stay there until the end, probably. So we'll see who comes out on top, who doesn't make any mistakes. Let's follow these guys here around a bit from this perspective. On the straights we can see Greg, Peter Abelovsky, and then in front in the Nissan Rohan Joubert, as we see now, through this great sweeping fast section. Challenging, you brake here slightly, or you don't sometimes. Change down a gear and go through the left hand corner and hope you don't run out of track. Then here this very important corner onto a very long straight and uphill, so you want to have the best possible exit there to maximize your top speed at the end of the straight. And then here at the 300 meter board approximately, you brake, turn in, and carry as much speed as you dare to go back to 2nd gear and get out up to 4th, and here back to 3rd. Carry as much speed as you can, hit the apex, and make sure you don't go wide to go onto the longest straight here of the track into the hairpin. And top speed's about 280 kilometers an hour. Brake hard. and hit the apex. Well, late apex for Greg, so he can get a better drive through this sweeping left, right, left, right combination, till there is again a very hard braking zone to second gear. As I said before, second gear right-hander, where you can go wide, very wide, which Greg doesn't do. Then second gear, taking the apex, getting on the throttle, then feeding the throttle to get the car turned for the other second gear turn, and then again a straight up to a hard braking zone again, to a second gear corner to the right, downhill, where you want to get on the throttle as soon as you can. So hit the apex, which Greg at this moment doesn't do, then get on the throttle, and then blind braking, and carry as much speed as you can through here to get on the throttle, then go with the banking of the track through these sweepers, and that's a lap of Rattlesnake Point. So let's have a look. Still close, still very close. So Gianni has a comfortable third position, and these three guys, we've been looking at it, close to each other than Michal Klisch, and yeah, well, at this point we already lost Steen, unfortunately, so technical problem, unfortunately, had to leave the race. Angelo Guidici, Mike Greatrix in 10th. He will not be very happy. Made a couple of mistakes which cost him, well, the connection with I suspect, yeah, Peter, Ruan, Craig Metcalf are the guys he should have been battling. Vladimir Jelisic, Flori Manolace, and that's it at the moment. So 12 drivers still running. And at the moment we have two battles. So here for the lead, Peter Bakus versus Mikko Korkiakowski, and then a bit further back for 4th, 5th and 6th we have Rohan Joubert, Peter Abelovsky and Greg Metcalf, and we'll see who comes out on top, of course. The leaders here approaching lap traffic, I think. Not sure yet who it is. I think it's Florin Manolace in the Koenigsegg. It's not. It's actually well, we'll see once they get past. I honestly can't say it at the moment. Mikko Korkiakowski letting know that they are coming, that they prefer not to lose too much time. So yeah, it was Flori Manolace, as I first thought. He gets out of the way very nicely. Of course he has to run his own race still, so he still can get some positions if other drivers make mistakes. Let's have a look. Craig Metcalf fell back a little bit now. He was a bit closer before, and Peter Abelovsky is a bit closer to Ruan now again. So this is how it will shape up, I think. Peter Abelovsky challenging for 4th position, and Greg trying to hold on at the moment. Let's hope he can, of course, because behind him is Michal Klisch, and he's not too far back. If you know he was on pole, he has the pace, then yeah, we'll see how this plays out. The leaders Johnny Gainsford still in the Ferrari, very consistent. He didn't make any mistakes, I think. The leaders also didn't make any mistakes, and he's not too far back, so this is a very good race for him. Not too much action, unfortunately, but well, points are points in this case, so he will probably make a big jump in the driver's standing table. And it's always a good thing. So Rohan Joubert racing again here at URL after a absence, a couple of races. He didn't race last season, or not regularly, so back now. Greg Metcalf is a new racer. He had his first race a couple of races ago, so some new blood to URL, always growing still, so we are aiming for 20 driver grids next season. We made it once this season in Brno, for which you can also find a full race video like this one. And aiming for 20 driver grid next season. There will be a slight change in setup. At this moment we race every week. That will change. GT1, so these races will be held on one week. In the other week we will run GT3 cars in 2 classes with the same cars, so the Pro class and the M class, for the a bit slower drivers who want to drive with some driver aids and still have their own championship, score their own points, and see who is the best, and who will be able to get to Pro next season. This is in the pipeline. We're still discussing, of course, how it will be implemented in the best way, but we'll see. Craig Metcalf now making a mistake. Now Michael Klisch is coming, he's coming quite close, so let's go to the front here, as they are getting closer and closer again. And we're well, 3/4 through the race, so it's money time already. This went by quite fast. That was the lead change. So Miko went a bit wide on that corner where I said you hope and you pray not to run out of track, and he did. But well, he didn't suffer too much, so he has been able to get back on the track and get back behind Miko Korkiak, behind Peter Bacchus closely, so the battle is not over yet. We will see. We will see. Peter Abelovsky now, as I said, really closing down on Rohan, so this will also be money time for these two. Who can finish in 4th position? That's the question. It seems Peter is hitting the limiter on the straight, so let's hope he will not suffer from that. Very close now. So does this allow Greg Metcalf to get any closer? Well, he made a mistake, so he's not getting any closer, and Michal was closer 2 laps ago. It's not easy to get past Greg. He let Peter by in the first laps, and Peter can be very happy with that, because it's not easy to get by Greg Metcalf. Kurkakowski is not giving up. And Peter and Juan aren't either, so 3 battles at the moment. The leaders, these 2 guys here, and then Michał and Greg. So these 3 battles will probably go to the end, and let's see who comes out on top. A bit further back is Olivier Duplessis running a solid race, 8th position, but he's not close to anyone to have a side-by-side battling action, unfortunately. More drivers are always welcome, of course, to fill the field, battle for the first positions or for 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever. Always fun. So if you want to join us, take a look at unitedracersleague.com, and you can find all the information there. If you have any questions, you can always send a personal message to the staff members, and we will gladly help you out. Angelo Guidici on 9th in the Pagani. Mike Greatrix in 10th. Not too far back here, so he's about 4 or 5 seconds behind Angelo. Just can't see him, so it will be a bit more, but still, will he be able to get past? That's the question. Vladimir Jelisic still running Florin Manolace in last running place at the moment. Angelo has a crash where Mike crashed on the first lap, and I think we will see him passing by now. Yes, we do. So the Aston Martin, Mike Greatrix, goes by, and also Vladimir Jelisic takes a position. So let's see here. Michal Klisch, Greg Metcalf close, Peter Abelovsky, Rohan Joubert, and the leaders. Peter Backus now having a bit of a gap, so there will be no moves made into turn 1, I think. A bit too far, Mikko, maybe saving up for the last laps, where it really counts, of course. If you pass someone on the last lap, it's always more difficult to get it back. So these guys know how to race. I'm sure they already have planned what they want to do. Mikko how to pass Peter, and Peter how to defend against Mikko. They were together for the whole race, so they know where one guy is fast and where the other one is. Michal getting close. Well, Mikko, that was just a feeling. He's now very, very, very close, trying to make a move. They both make a bit of a slide. That was a very brave move, very well driven by both, not to crash out. So as I said, it's really money time at the moment. Back marker here in front. I think it's Vladimir Jelisic or Florin Manolace, I'm not sure. I think it's Florin again. Yes. So can someone take advantage of this? Michal Klisch also very close still. Just always flipping through the order to see if there is anything going on. Peter is the closest he ever was. They both make the same well, mistake a bit, going a bit wide while going onto the throttle. So Peter now trying to have a good run. Let's see what happens here with Florin. What will he do? He will probably just oh, he goes stays wide. It's also a good solution. He could have taken the corner and let them by on the straight as well. Let's see, can Peter make a move here? Can he have a look? Goes to the outside. Can he brake later? Yes, he can. Big slide. There's a bit less speed, but oh, and Ruan makes a small mistake, which now he's a bit out of touch with Peter, so that's a shame. That's a real shame. So Peter in 4th position. He had to fight hard for it. Let's have a look here. Michal Klisch. And the leaders here, following Mikko Korkiakoski, even making a pass, actually. So let's quickly go back, because this is a lead changing moment. Yeah, so it was Greg Metcalf, Peter Backus, sorry, going a bit wide here in this section, trying to take as much speed as possible on the straight, and Mikko going through. So any drama here? No. Let's go back to the front. Last few laps now, and they're side by side again, so this is really what I was talking about. Now it's the moment to make a pass, but of course Mikko made the pass, and now he's being hunted. So Peter goes a bit wider into this turn to take more speed. It seems he can as well, but of course he has to account for what Mikko will be doing. If he brakes a bit earlier, he has to do that as well. So through this section you are in the disadvantage. So onto the straight. Let's have a quick look here, because Michal Klisch. So onto the straight. Mikko making clear that they want to pass, that they would like to. Oh, Peter makes the move. Can he make it stick? He can. He's on the inside for the next corner, but he has less speed, so he slots in behind as well again. So now Angelo has to let these two go. Surely he goes to the outside, to the inside, and that was a very close moment. And Peter Backus, yeah, he loses the race there. So let's have a look. Mikko 1st place due to a mistake from Peter Backus. Angelo, okay, he was there, but he went to the inside and lifted off, braked even, which they maybe hadn't expected, but they had room and time enough to brake for themselves. So Mikko coming out on top of this race after a battle that lasted the whole race. So let's see. I think this is the very last lap. So Peter Backus, no threat anymore to Mikko Korkiakowski. Johnny Gainsford in third. Peter Abelovsky in fourth. And he pulled the gap to Rohan Joubert, Greg Metcalf, and Michal Klisch behind Florin Manolace to lap him. I don't know if they will manage that until the end of the race. Olivier Duplessis in 8th, Mike Greatrix in 9th, Angelo Guidici in 10th, so he lost the position to Mike Greatrix. Then Vladimir Jelicic in 11th, Florin Manolace lets Greg and Michal through. Will they have a battle? Let's see. No real battles here, so it's Michal against Greg for the last lap. Will Michal make a last moment attempt? Yes, he does. Can he carry more speed? He takes the racing line. Greg defends. Oh yeah. Well, that's what he had to try, huh? So this is how it stays. Mikko Korkiakowski, first position. Peter Backus in second. Johnny Gainsford in third. Peter Abelovsky in fourth. Rohan Joubert in fifth. Greg Metcalf in sixth. Michal Klisch barely in seventh. Olivier Duplessis in eighth. Mike Greatrix in ninth. Angelo Guidici in 10th. Vladimir Jelicic in the Lambo 11th. Florin Manolace in 12th, the last one of the finishers. Then Gregory Tronier 13th, Sandro Donadel, and we have Sten Mikkel Olsen, who already left, and Miguel Santiago Carao, who didn't start the race but did participate in qualifying. Thank you for watching. This was the 9th round of the Euro LGT Championship, Rattlesnake Point. We hope to see you in Bathurst next week for the season finale. Let's hope we have some good action there with a lot of drivers. Join us at unitedracersleague.com.